Okay, so at first, like the thing is, I already have some ideas of like of this whole situation right here, but yeah, I've just like watched a bit of the video and I'm like thinking, you know what, it's long though, so like fuck it, let me just go ahead and like just make the video and just like, you know what I'm saying, let's just go ahead though. Yeah, Akaash cuckass this motherfucker. But you know what, this motherfuckers like this nigga is what I basically would like to basically pimp though, as in like through his hoe, as in I basically pimp the hoe, but I also pimp him through the hoe. But the reason being is because the bitch is so, the bitch needs to basically be mind controlled, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's forcefully though, because the bitch doesn't matter.
This stand-up comedian is being humiliated in front of the entire world and does not know how to make it stop. Akaash Singh is mostly known as being the sidekick to...
Now, I definitely do like the black hoodie though, but I hate the fact that he's wearing it though, given his history and shit though. The jeans as well is kind of nice. I prefer baggy jeans though, you know, when it comes to those cargo pants, I prefer those. That goes over the shoes though, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, the shoes as well. I don't know what those ones are. I would say they're Air Forces, but I don't know.
Andrew Schultz on the Flagrant podcast. His wife Jasleen,
bruh, this synchronicity, low key.
Recently started creating content.
I like these colors, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when it comes to, like, especially when it comes to like the Indians though, like the thing is the colors they be wearing, their culture, and also like the red dot shotgun on their foreheads though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie though, Indians are low-key fire though. I mean, from my experience though, but I don't know.
That many feel is shocking or distasteful coming from a married woman.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to...
Mind you, this is a married bitch though that's doing all of this though. Like, this bitch is everything that I don't want to marry. This is why I don't even want to fucking marry, because I'm not gonna be in a situation where I basically have the wrong bitch, where I basically went and built up and fought for everything that I have just to have one wrong bitch that's come in my life, and I do the divorce just to have the bitch that never helped me to get any of what I have take my shit away.
2016, I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
But at the same time, I'm also the type of guy where when it comes to me, hoes like this, I would want to control though and pimp out though, you know what I'm saying? Because then it's like through guys like the Akaash, or however the fuck you say the nigga name is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Akaash stinks or some shit. He would be very nice to basically make a slave out of though, you know what I'm saying? And yes, the guy doesn't fucking matter though. Like, the thing is, I've seen enough evidence that he ain't shit, so I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, unlikely, no.
Not a two-way street. This is a one-way street.
No. This is a one-way street. This is a one-way street that doesn't stop with you, but it's a one-way street to me. This bitch is gonna say, your money is our money and my money is my money. Here's the thing. What actually goes on is that your money and his money, your money that you basically, his money that you claim as our money, and your money as your money, all of that is mine.
Money is our money.
And the bitch basically acting like this though. Like, look at this. You see why? Like, here's the thing. And this bitch has got some decent looks though. It's not a baddie though. It's just okay. Like, here's the thing. That lipstick is not as natural. You know what I'm saying? It's not as natural lips. It's just the lipstick to try to make it look like, and a bit of makeup. Though that's not how the bitch actually looks like though. There's some small details that will actually like. And also it looks emaciated a little bit, like it doesn't eat enough and some shit though. Like, low-key popping an Adam's apple up out of that bitch.
And my money.
And yeah, when it comes to all that, it's not fucking enough. Looks from a bitch is not fucking enough. No.
Is my money.
And if you think those clips are bad, trust me, it gets so much worse.
And I wasn't expecting it though. I thought that the thing is, I had ideas, but I didn't know the full thing, and I didn't think it was gonna get way worse. But it got bad, so I had to basically make a video.
Like when she expressed how badly she wanted to.
You know, the thing is, like, why I don't see why the fuck these hoes even have clothes on, because they're not even supposed to. But then again, at the same time, it is YouTube, and what's this? It's basically, it's NSFW, all that shit though. Like the obvious thing, you know this, but I'm basically very big on like bitches having no clothes on, while us guys, me, I basically wear my clothes around the house, while the bitches around the house wear no clothes. You know what I'm saying? They're not supposed to wear anything though. Like, take off your clothes when you're in my place though. It's even like when it comes to having bitches at my house though. I don't like having hoes at my house though. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like that though. Especially when it comes to even anybody though. I don't like people having shoes in my house, so fuck that. But when it comes to bitches in the house though, they gotta have no clothes on when they're inside. So I don't bring bitches to my house though. So if I'm basically gonna go fuck a bitch though, I would go to their house, or we're gonna fuck at the area wherever we at, but not in my place.
To sleep with her co-host's husband.
Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husband?
Rhea, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this.
Me personally, I wouldn't be I wouldn't mind like. Actually, I do mind though. That's like the thing is, if I'm basically gonna have like an orgy, it has to be like a threesome where it's like me as the guy alone with multiple bitches, bro. I'm not having another nigga I'm gonna basically be fucking other bitches with. Maybe I might make some exceptions for maybe just like that one or two or whatever the fuck. But at the same time, the thing is, like when it comes to like a whole gangbang or some shit though, like, you know. Actually, I don't know how to word this correctly, but I would basically say that like the thing is, I would not mind fucking like multiple bitches in the same room with my boy. That's also fucking another bitch as well. But at the same time, I don't like the idea of basically sticking our dicks in the very same pussies that we already stuck it in though. Like the thing is, like, this pussy, my boy already put his dick in this one, so I don't want to do that though. And I remember that basically back in one of my older videos, I said something about like what's this, Barney Blue basically fucking 1,000 niggas in 12 hours over that. I don't remember what the fuck I said exactly, but I basically thought that it's like, you know what, at that time when I basically said whatever the fuck I said, I thought I was thinking like with condoms or some shit though. I said, oh yeah, I remember that, kind of remember, but kind of remember where like the thing is, if I was to basically hear about it though, and it's like, oh, I'm just conveniently there, then yeah, I would basically join in. That's what I was like thinking though. But I also thought it would have like a rubber or some shit though, I think. Or if I said that basically I would go in raw, then bro. I mean, maybe I did though. I was an absolute animal back then. I still am now, and I got even worse. But I was an animal, bro. Still am now. But yeah, looking at it now, what I actually would say right now to that, it would be no. I don't want to basically. If I was in that convenience space though, when it comes to Bonnie Blue fucking over 1,000 niggas, I would not basically make the effort to try to go over there. You know what I'm saying? Because the bitch kind of looks like a guy. If you basically give it like a buzz cut, then yeah, then it's like yeah, it's yeah, it's like I just would not go ahead and just join in on that. It's like if I was to basically get into that, I would basically have to be the first guy. If I was to get into that, I would have to be the first guy. Same thing with Lily Phillips. I would have to be the first guy. So yeah. But at the same time, I think I would go ahead and refuse it anyways too, because a lot of almost like damn near almost all pussies though, 90% of them, they all feel the same. Like they're very fucking similar though. Like it's minute differences. Like it's like it's only different to the point where it's like it's almost close to noticing. It's like I think that you would have to really, really focus to notice it though, you know what I'm saying? But they all feel the same though. So there's only like minute differences though, that it's very small, very fucking insignificant. They damn near pretty much, they like more, like I wouldn't say exactly, but definitely way more than damn near the same. They feel the same. So the real changer is when they give blowjobs though, because pussies all feel the same though. So when it comes to these two hoes, I already know what they feel like. So it's just that the question is what about their mouths though? What the fuck type of creativity or some shit can they do with that though? Like, is it a Glock 3000, or is it a 9000, or is it a 7000, or is it a 12,000, or is it a 9,000, or is it a million thousand or some shit? Like, the blowjobs is where they get to have more control with their mouths and their tongues though. Whereas for pussies, just is what it is. It's just the way it is though. You know what I'm saying? It only gets loose and loose and more worn out the more it's used. Even if it wasn't used though, it basically rots just like its eggs as it ages though. So blowjobs is what would basically be what they have to brag about, because the thing is, like, saying good pussy is not even all that though. It's about giving good top, because how are you like with it though is the question. And also when it comes to pussy as well, it's like, what the fuck type of vibes are you bringing with yourself when it comes to the pussy though? Like, are you bubbly though, or like the thing is, are you just seductive, or like the thing is, are you like on some dark themes or some shit, or is it like the thing is, or are you just basically like sunflowers and white roses and white doves in the air, like, or like, are you just basically like an anime bitch with like the squeaky voices or some shit? Like, what the fuck type of vibes are you bringing behind it though? You know what I'm saying? It's not just the pussy itself that matters, it's the vibes behind it. Like, can you enhance it through your vibes, through your energy, through your through who the fuck you is? Or like when it comes to trying to make me feel better though, trying to like basically satisfy me though, because my satisfaction is what matters though. It doesn't matter if the bitch dies. If it dies, it dies. As long as I'm satisfied, it's fine. It doesn't matter though. So when it comes to these hoes, bro, their pussies though and asses don't fucking matter though. It's what the changer, the real game changer is their mouths.
Couple is good looking, and you haven't seen.
It's also the faces as well, because the thing is, like, it matters how the fuck they look like, because then it's like, okay, when it comes to this type of satisfaction though, this sensation, I can attach that sensation to that face. Because I will say the problem with ugly bitches though is that I don't remember what the fuck I said. I don't remember. I said,
Seen Nav yet, but wait.
Fuck, I lost it. I lost the shit. Yeah, I lost it.
See him, baby, good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him, baby. I just know that Nav's is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if
Or it's thick.
Jasleen regularly romanticizes sleeping with other men, films her arguments with Akaash to post on TikTok, brags about being a gold digger, and actively refuses to kiss her husband in public. Now,
yeah, you see, all that, oh hell no. I mean, there was some things where it's like I'm okay with. It was like, okay, the one thing.
10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if
It's thick.
Jasleen.
Now, when it comes to me, basically, I would be down to do an orgy. I would be down to do an orgy with as the only guy that can do it, like with multiple bitches, as the only guy. It doesn't matter if I don't keep up. If I'm satisfied, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if I can't handle all of the bitches though. It only matters if I am satisfied. Because here's the thing, I can basically bust like a couple of nuts though. But if I'm not satisfied enough though, let's go another round of this, that one's 3, or just wait on me, whatever the fuck though. If I am not satisfied, they have failed. It's also like for when it comes to me, right? I don't give a fuck if I was to be like a Minuteman or some shit. But sometimes I also can be. I said I only last like 1 minute or 2 minutes or all that stuff on street. Like, whether I can or can't, it doesn't matter anyway. It's irrelevant. Because even if I was to go ahead and bust a nut and all that stuff on street, the thing is that like I would actually be happy to bust nuts quickly if I am with a bitch that I am not happy with. Like if I'm fucking a hoe with trash pussy or trash head, I would like to bust quickly so that I don't have to deal with this bitch anymore. And also at the same time, it's like I could go ahead and hold it in and just stop midway and just say, you know, the thing is, you know, your pussy's trash, this, that, 1, 2, 3. I could just stop it and just to basically send the bitch away. But the problem is that like I could go ahead and hold it in, and I could see that maybe like, you know what, if I was to basically call up another bitch, so I could do that, but the bitch could probably be busy, or it's gonna take long, or it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, or that one's gonna disappoint me as well. So it's like the thing is like, you know what, but at the same time, the head or the pussy, it's not really all that though. So it's like I already know what the fuck they feel like. And even if I didn't though, even if I didn't, it's more as if like, you know what, I just know for a fact that it's like, you know what, it's good now, but later on I'm not gonna actually like it though, you know what I'm saying. It'll only be good for the moment, and that's actually not what I'm for. I'm not the guy that's for the moment. So sometimes I can do it sometimes, but generally I am not for the moment type of nigga. So I'm like, fuck it, you know what, let me just bust a nut and just go to sleep right now, so I don't have to, you know what, basically, so that I don't have to deal with it later though, you know what I'm saying. Because imagine, right, I was to basically hold it in, and then I try to call up another bitch, it's busy, or it's unavailable, or the property is my fucking property, my thing is like not it gets ready, but then it takes too long. Because the problem with hoes is that they take too fucking long. That's the thing. When it comes to showering, when it comes to the makeup, they take so fucking long, bro. They take so long. Like honestly, dog. Like the thing is like, it's like, especially when it comes to going on dates though, like the thing is like, can't you fucking prepare like an hour early or some shit though, and all that stuff. 1, 2, 3. Like, here's the thing, I never went on a date with a bitch before, but also this was the one, and I'm kind of glad as to why I'm actually glad that I never did. So yeah, because then it's like the thing is I would have been walking into landmines and shit. So I'm glad that I've never actually had to deal with that though. So, and I thought the whole time I was just failing though, when really it was just them, it was their loss. So yeah, just be thinking like, fuck, do I really even want to go ahead and go through the hassle and this and that 1, 2, 3 and just really wait on it and all this stuff 1, 2, 3? Nah. And also me knowing very well that the thing is I don't even have that many hoes anyways, and at the same time I don't even want to bring them to my house in the first place. It's like I even now have to basically go to their place and shit though. And sometimes when it comes to them, sometimes it's either because they're outside or they're just sleeping, or like it doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't even matter if they're sleeping though. It's like I'll literally go ahead and wake them up. But it's more as if like the parents out there and all that stuff wants to restrict parents and shit though. Yeah, I know, it's fucking annoying. Like it's just that nah. And also me knowing that I'm the type of guy where the thing is that like, with me, I'm going to basically go ahead and disappoint the bitch, and the bitch only matters if it fits my system though, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to go ahead and like try to lie to a bitch or try to make it work with what's not good enough. Because honestly, this thing is not enough for me to like it, you know what I'm saying? So no, I'm just no, I'm just not going to deal with it though, because like, and also at the same time, I just don't have the patience for these hoes anymore. I don't have the patience anymore. That's mainly the thing, but yeah. And yeah, it's like, fuck it, I would rather just bust a nut and just be so that I can just go sleep. Because I would rather go home with no pussy than to go home to bad pussy. And not just when it comes to the STDs or like the not just the STDs, but also the false allegations, the pregnancy scares, the bullshit the bitch might try to do later on, or like even it's also like when it comes to it just the bitch is just not good to be around, whatever the fuck. And also, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like there's more, but nah, I'd rather not.
Regularly romanticizes sleeping with other men, films her arguments with Akaash to post on TikTok, brags about being a gold digger, and actively refuses to kiss her husband in public.
So basically, when it comes to like the bitch being a gold digger though, like here's the thing though, I'm also the same way as well though, because even with the money that that I would like to have, I would prefer my slaves to go out with different guys or DM them or become like Instagram models and basically put like their Cash App links so guys can donate money to them for me to use, so I don't have to use my own. You know what I'm saying?
Not even during his proposal. This is the type of
even during the proposal. So
relationship that 99%.
And the thing is, I've seen that already though. It's still crazy though.
Of you watching pray you will never find yourself in. But anyone who
but relationships like this are the types that I pray that I benefit from, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, and also forget where I got it from. So like, I don't want to basically be in that situation, but I would like to benefit off of situations like this. So yeah. So you and I, my friend, we're pimping bitches. Yeah, you and I, we pimping bitches.
Who criticizes Jasleen and the potential harmful influence she may have on couples, she calls them incel red pillars. Then again, it's somewhat understandable considering sometimes the right message can come from the wrong messenger.
Yeah, but the thing is, at the same time, it's like, that's why like there's a saying called shoot the message, don't shoot the messenger, because regardless from who says it though, if the message is true, then that's what it is though, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter if the truth is coming from these guys, it doesn't matter if you don't like these guys, all that stuff on three, because the message is right, it doesn't matter. The message is still, you know, the same, even if it comes from these guys. Like, no matter who the fuck says it though, if the message is right, the message is right. And apparently that saying even exists because people really cannot register with that, because people are fucking retarded.
Akaash was actually warned by the Fresh and Fit podcast that he was going to find himself in this exact type of situation. In the early 2020s, there was a digital uprising of self-proclaimed alpha males who claimed their traditional views of masculinity were directly conflicting with mainstream liberal ideologies. Guys like Myron Gaines and Walter Weeks of the Fresh and Fit podcast got viral attention talking about traditional gender roles, relationship dynamics, and what being a real man is.
I will say that basically back then, like, the thing is, I didn't even know how to deal with bitches and all that stuff 1 to 3. And it's like, the thing is, I tried to find out what it is, how to basically do all of these things though. And basically, as soon as I basically came across these guys, it's like, at first I was kind of skeptical, because I just thought that the thing is, after all the other guys that I've been dealing with, I see that the thing is like, yeah, you know what, this might end up being the same situation as well, and I was wrong. And then after that, I basically went and dived deep into their content to the point where it's like, for weeks, damn near a few months, they were all I was watching. These niggas were I was watching these niggas and nobody fucking else. A little bit of Candace Owens and a little bit of Andrew Tate. I mean, Andrew Tate more than Candace, but I was watching these niggas the most. You know what I'm saying? And I do have some different points as to what it is that they be saying, but a majority of their points I agree with almost everything that they say. It's just that when it comes to the points that I would be making, it's more as if like that's just coming through my lens though. But if we was to talk from the general standpoint, That's what they're speaking. They're speaking from. They write about like almost everything, if not everything. I say almost because I'm just like thinking maybe there was, because I'm just like thinking there was something they did get wrong or some shit though, but I don't remember. But 99% of the things they be saying, they're right.
And even though Akaash
And it doesn't matter if these guys are the bad messengers and all that stuff. The message is right in the end. And I'm the same way too. Even before I became the bad messenger, if the message I'm delivering is right, it doesn't matter if it's coming from me.
and Andrew host a
Otherwise,
comedy
otherwise the retarded people, which I am not for, have the logic of like, you know what, if I was to go ahead and kill somebody or run somebody over, I can still walk free because I did it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Just like when it comes to, oh, it's because I did it, oh, it's because I can walk free because I wasn't the guy to do it though. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, you can go ahead and kill somebody, but because I shot that person the wrong way, it doesn't count. You know what I'm saying? That's literally their logic though. And honestly, I kind of like that logic though, but that's just not how it works.
podcast, they often dabble in more serious, broader social commentary, which led to them inviting on the Fresh and Fit guys to discuss some of their views on masculinity and relationships, many of which Akaash disagreed with. He was particularly bothered by this phrase or relationship philosophy that Fresh and Fit used that said, pimp or be pimped.
I agree with this though. I agree. Like when it comes to you and I, we pimp because we're not going to be pimped. Because when it comes to everybody else though in the world, I want them to be pimped by us though. While we pimp, and I want them to be pimped by us. That's what I want with you and I. That's what I want for us. Because honestly, fuck society, fuck people, fuck humanity. And I understand that I'm a parasite too, but at least I'm not as bad as they are. So, and even if we were, I wasn't always like this. Even when it comes to me though, I'm a lot worse. So even if that's the case though, even if I am the worst choice though, because they made me this way, I wasn't always like this. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I just woke up out of my bed and I just decided to be like this out of nowhere. Like things happen to me to become this way.
One person in the relationship, whoever cares less has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man to always have the leverage.
Childish.
See, the thing right here is that like he's right, that he's totally right though, because that's what works. But look at this nigga.
And you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
But we truly feel.
I'm not.
Truly feel, even though it is true.
These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some none of us have ever heard. We all heard this from fraternity guys in college. I'm saying there's room in and I don't have a problem with a lot of the stuff you say. I just think there is room for growth, and you guys' refusal to.
Here's the thing. We can go ahead. But here's the thing, though. Growth doesn't mean that basically we have to ignore the right message, though, because the thing is like growth does not outdo the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because if this is what it is, though, trying to grow beyond that to the point where you delude yourself, it's like, oh hell no. And that's basically his logic in this sense right here.
Acknowledge it almost kind of proves it to me, confirms it to me that you guys are not willing to grow right now, and that's fine. That's some ego.
Throughout the pod, Andrew seemed to have no problem having a serious, calm conversation about someone else's worldview despite not fully agreeing with it. But Akaash was clearly much.
And when it comes to that though, there's a lot of people in this fucking world that don't even have that ability to do so. I remember there was even a time where basically I had a debate with somebody. Oh yeah, I've already spoke about this though. I forgot which video it was, but somebody basically went and was basically having a meltdown after I was basically making a lot of good points though. And it's like, maybe I was wrong, or maybe like the thing is, when it comes to me, it's like, okay, I want to say that I was wrong, but I'm not gonna say I was right either. So when it comes to that, I was basically saying that the thing is like, when it comes to drugs though, try that shit though. Don't overdo it. Don't even moderate it though, because the thing is like, when it comes to drugs and all that stuff, it can be risky if you basically overdo it though. But it could help you in some way though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was basically making that point though, and then the motherfucker literally was having a meltdown and couldn't, and was basically just screaming his head off, and just basically just like, it was just name calling and just screaming and just trying to shame me and all of that stuff on 3. All that's fucking bullshit though. Like, he was absolutely fucking childish, bro. Like, he was having a tantrum, bro. He didn't have the professionalism to go ahead. He was too fucking retarded and too pathetic to be professional. That's the thing though. Which is why guys like him is absolutely okay to go ahead and basically commit crimes against legally. Which is why it's okay to basically do crimes against certain people. It is absolutely okay to fuck some people over, because not everybody fucking matters. And I came across many different kinds of people that fall in that space.
Much more upset with what they were saying.
And not the same type. I mean the different kinds. Like, there was different flavors of people but they were all the same.
Most of the podcast, it didn't feel like he was listening, but rather just waiting for his turn to speak and assert his own personal philosophy on dating. However, Fresh and Fit...
You can go ahead and have your own philosophy though, but I also say that you should be aware of how the world actually fucking works though, you know what I'm saying? And know that your philosophy can apply to everything. So like, even when it comes to me, for example, I have like a lot of thoughts and beliefs that I have my own philosophy and also my own views that I know does not align with reality, but this is just me individually. But I am also aware that this is of how the world works, and I understand that when it comes to the things that I believe in does not align up with that. Like, for example, like when it comes to being like a liberal, right? You can go ahead and have liberal takes and all that stuff, especially a radical one. You can go ahead and do that, but you also have to be aware that those type of beliefs does not align with reality. Which is why when it comes to conservatives back then, like when it comes to them just telling the truth, it's because before they became the bullshit that they are right now, it was mainly, conservatives was just mainly about telling the truth and all that stuff and just saying what was working, you know what I'm saying? It was majority based on rational thinking, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to even my thing, right, like basically I thought that I was like a conservative back then because they were just always saying the truth and all that stuff. And then I became a little bit of a liberal right there and all that stuff on 3. Then I became a centrist. Then it's like, you know, I said fuck all of that though. And now it's like I am more of a rational thinker. And also just sometimes I'm also irrational as well though, if I like. But it's just more like I'm a rational thinker. That's just me. So yeah.
Were mostly known to say outlandish and straight up disrespectful things about women on a regular basis, so most people naturally sided with Akaash's view of equity and equality in relationships, as well as understood his general frustration towards these guys. What we would later discover is that the reality of Akaash's own personal relationship reflected the exact situation that Fresh and Fit were trying to warn him about. But before we dive,
they tried to warn him about this thing
deeper.
Let's hear that
Later discover is that the reality of Akaash's own personal relationship reflected the exact situation that Fresh and Fit were trying to warn him about.
Now, when it comes to the sponsor right here, I don't know if this shit is legit though, so I would have to try for myself, and I'm not gonna go ahead and just have like any fucking sponsor. Like, no, any sponsor is not just gonna be allowed here. And when it comes to me, it's gonna low-key be different though, because I know for a fact that I make long ass videos though, so I'm not gonna go ahead and just have like one sponsor on my, like when it comes to me making like a long ass video, I'm not gonna go ahead and just have like one sponsor. I'm gonna have multiples though, you know what I'm saying? So just because everybody be making other videos and all that stuff on today and it's only one sponsor, I'm having multiples different ones in the all in one video. So no, fuck that. I'm not doing one spot. I'm not gonna just do one sponsor though. Maybe in the beginning, but I'm not doing that forever.
Before we dive deeper, I want to talk.
I need to basically see if this thing is the real thing.
About one of the most disturbing you take monitors and Those 2 weeks of vulnerable, Flagrant and Fresh and Fit podcast would trade episode ending relatively cordially. Members of the Flagrant and Fresh and Fit podcast would trade shots at each other over the next few years, but tensions reached a boiling point when Myron of the Fresh and Fit podcast called out Akaash and his wife Jasleen. He tweeted, "Akaash Singh tried to lecture me about women years ago. Here's his wife making
Shit, my shit low-key buzzing on all the stuff on stream. Look at this. Look at that.
either." Despite the episode ending relatively cordially, members of
Alright. Wait, let me try something. Let me try something. I've just noticed something. Bruh, like I don't know what the fuck's going on with my shit right here. And it's like the thing is it's just buzzing and all. My shit was just like buzzing, just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what it is.
Despite the episode ending relatively cordially, members of the Flagrant and Fresh and Fit podcast would trade shots at each other over the next few years, but tensions reached a boiling point when Myron of the Fresh and Fit podcast called out Akaash and his wife Jasleen. He tweeted, "Akaash Singh tried to lecture me about women years ago. Here's his wife making a mockery of him and herself on a podcast." And linked below was a full episode of the Main Character podcast hosted by Jasleen Singh and her friend Nahal Mawani. The women described their podcast as unfiltered girl talk and sells itself as being for the ones who live life like the plot revolves around them, because it does. This description on the surface is relatively harmless, but once you take a
I don't know because the thing is like when it comes to this painting right here and there's no eyes, bro, like it kind of looks crazy though. I won't cap though, it kind of looks crazy. Like it looks crazy, like the thing is mouth, cheeks, the face is there but no eyes, bro. It's crazy.
A closer look at the podcast itself, you see that this description is extremely accurate. Two women who
but also at the same time, the thing is they look like light-skinned black holes, bro.
Think they're the main
and that's not what the fuck it is.
Characters of the world talking about themselves with absolutely no filter. One comment that stood out in this episode was where Jasleen discusses her and her husband's finances.
Man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account.
Yeah, we've seen this earlier, but fuck it, let's just watch it again.
Or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a red flag. And I will say it again because I know there's going to be already like incel troll mother. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money. And look, have I only made $600 from content creating?
Wow, I went up $100 from last week.
But that's my money.
And the nigga's cash is his money.
Okay? So just so we're clear.
Okay?
No, that's
his money. Okay?
A red flag because I know so many girls in my life personally.
Yeah, and this is what my Android greens don't fuck with though, you know what I'm saying?
That have been with guys that weren't transparent about money and they ended up being terrible in other aspects and like people ended up breaking up in divorces, etc.
Okay, then how about you transparent with your money? Then shut the fuck up, you bitch asshole.
Etc. etc. So that is actually my number one. They must be generous with their finances from day one.
For context, Jasleen is not a celebrity by any means. She does not have a job of her own and has only been able to build her internet following thanks to her husband supplementing her lifestyle. And this is not a dig at her at all. She talks about this a lot in her content, and some even think she brags about it.
Okay, hi, my name is Jasleen and
yeah, Cece's not taking a dig at this bitch though because the bitch digs for itself though for gold though, you know what I'm saying?
these are things that I do as a stay-at-home wife. Or sorry, I don't do. I don't cook, I don't clean, and I don't do my husband's laundry.
Fuck off. Personally, to me, fuck off. Now, when it comes to this situation, as long as I benefit off of this shit, then okay.
I feel that I don't have to do things to justify or prove my worth that I'm allowed to do this.
Now, some may interpret this as just jokes, but she also frequently posts day in my life videos where she romanticizes her routine of doing essentially
And the bitch ain't got no ass.
nothing all day long.
I actually do this. I just do this. Like, I sit here. This.
Now, if this is the agreement, this
Now, me personally, right, like I would that's how I would rather have it though, because you know, say like if I was to basically work hard as fuck for the money that I would get, I'm not gonna really enjoy it because the fruit is not worth the squeeze. And honestly, it's either because the labor doesn't match up the fruits of it, as in the labor is too high, or the fruits are too low. That's what it would be though. So no, I would rather just have like easy money though. Fuck that. But I will say the thing is like it's best to not have easy money in the beginning, because being rich young is one of the worst things that can happen to you though. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that pretty much I would have to have it rough in the beginning so that I can get my head on straight and actually learn more things, and so that the thing is that like for character development and shit, it would also be that at some point after I gone through enough shit though, then it's like to the point where it's like, you know, fuck this shit, then I can have it all easy then. You know what I'm saying? From some challenges from here and there, sure, so that my growth muscles don't atrophy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
couple has in their
I'd rather have it easy.
relationship, then that's fine. It is what it is. Being a stay-at-home wife or mother is absolutely nothing to be.
Here's the thing though, when it comes to that agreement though, when it comes to this situation, it's definitely okay though, as long as I benefit off of it. And honestly, it's not okay because I'm not happy with it.
Ashamed of, but it's the aggressive tone and entitlement she gives off that has earned her the label of a gold digger, something that she subtly implies to be.
Now, like, people are like, oh, that's gold digging, or that's something. No, it's not.
Okay, then I'm digging.
Yeah.
No, it is. Shut the fuck up, it is.
If that wasn't bad enough, Ghislaine frequently
But if you ain't digging that gold for me, then what the fuck are you doing with your life? Do you even have a life? Do you even no, actually, no, you don't. It can't even matter to be, it doesn't matter enough to even be considered a life.
discusses other men that she would like to cheat on her husband with.
I never watched that show, but like he's on my hall pass list.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler.
Now, some people see the whole celebrity crush thing as unserious.
Even when it comes to me though, I'm definitely the type of guy where it's like the thing is, I'm totally fine with bitches cheating on their husbands with me, but I'm not the one. But as long as I'm not the receiving end of it, as in like I have my bitch cheat on me, or like no, it has to happen to somebody else, not to me.
Because the celebrity feels so distant, so unreachable, that it's based
Like it's same thing with you as well though. Like the thing is, we are the type of guys, we are the guys that the bitches cheat on us with, and when we are not the guys that we're gonna get cheated on though. Like fuck that. So no,
basically the same thing as fantasy.
we're the guys they don't cheat on, but we're like fuck that. We're not the guys they cheat on, but we're the guys they cheat with.
Fantasizing about a fictional character. Like, it's not really cheating because in their minds the situation is so unrealistic that it becomes harmless. Others see this as straight up openly admitting they'd hook up with someone else that wasn't their husband, because celebrities are just people too, after all.
That him in that movie like did kind of like rewire my sex.
But is that your type?
I will go ahead and throw it out there where the thing is like, I'm actually very misandrous towards other guys, and I have hatred for other men, because guys like Akaash are the ones that create retarded bitches like this, that think it's okay to be this way. And at first I was kind of, and at first the thing is like, the only difference is that like there is some truth to that though. Like the thing is, it's actually okay, because that's what which is what I would like to say. No, which is what I used to believe. But now, I mean, generally that's what it is though. But me personally, that's what I used to believe. And I am now the type of guy where, so the thing is, when it comes to shit like this though, They can go ahead and make these bitches all retarded and bullshit like this and think it's absolutely normal for them to just go fuck other guys over and have them treat them like a princess that they don't deserve. You know what I'm saying? That's totally fine. As long as I am not the guy. As long as I go ahead and do my own thing and they don't drag me into their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like back then, I used to be against feminism so much, against like toxic feminism though, which is a real thing, by the way, which used to be the thing back then, especially in the 2010s and also in the early 2020s. But now, which still runs rampant to this day, but now I don't have an issue with like third wave feminism anymore. I actually like toxic feminism though. I just don't want to get dragged into the bullshit of it. Like, when it comes to toxic feminism, I want you and I to be the type of guys where we benefit off of toxic feminism though, and not be the guys that gets dragged into the bullshit of it. That's the thing. And the problem, right, is that if we was to go ahead and do our own things, there's going to be guys that would not leave us alone and all that stuff on the street. Like, for example, if a bitch starts talking crazy and starts acting shysty and shit, you would basically other guys would just go ahead and look at it and just deal with it though. And so the thing is like, you know what, this is totally wrong, but I'm just gonna basically just take the thing like a sucker. And then there's guys like me where it's like, I'm not gonna have it at all, and actually I will fucking retaliate. And it's like, hey, I'm not the guy to go ahead and do that with. But then there'll be other guys that'll get involved. But then the problem, right, is that it wouldn't be a problem if they left me the fuck alone. Just like I'm gonna leave them alone to go do their own thing, they have to leave me alone to go do my own thing. But they don't. They would literally just come up to me and basically confront me. When you boil it down, though, confront me for not being as pathetic as them, because I refuse to be basically just like, my head is saying gray matter though, but I don't even know what that means. But because I refuse to be the guy they can just fuck around and fuck over though, and walk over and all that stuff, because I'm not the guy for that though. Now here's the thing though, I would definitely allow that though if I was somebody else though, you know what I'm saying? But because I am not like these people, actually a lot of those motherfuckers don't even get to be considered a person, which is why it's okay to which is why male suicides as high as it is, it's absolutely fine. But my issue is that like male suicides, when it's as high as it is, it's only a problem if it targets towards guys like you and I. But if it hits them, it's fine. Those are not our friends anyway. Fuck those guys. Those are our enemies. Because feminism, I'm not against anymore. I'm just against the guys that are pushing this shit, dragging me into it though. It's like they can go ahead and push the shit though, and it's like, yeah, I'll go ahead and preach the feminism and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna practice that shit with you. Don't drag me into that bullshit though. So it's like, you know what? You can go ahead and have that though, but I'm not gonna practice that with you. I'll preach it, but I won't practice it. There's preaches that I will do that I will not practice. There's even shoes, even if it fits, if I don't want to wear it, I won't wear it. If the shoe fits, if I don't want to wear it, I won't wear it. And yeah, that's basically like my thing, is that like I am against guys that drags me into the bullshit that they are creating that I refuse to be part of. But I would much rather just go ahead and benefit off of. Like when it comes to the toxic feminism though, they drag guys like you and I into it though, and not leave me alone to go deal with it my own way. That's the problem. If I was basically to go fuck up a bitch though, guys would get involved and try to stop me though. But if a bitch wants to try to fuck me up, everyone stays out of it though. Like no bruh.
Not anymore, but
and that's why I say it's okay to enslave and or kill some men.
like he was so hot and tall, and he's like Mera Naam Bunny, like Bugs Bunny, and I was like, okay.
But Ghislaine didn't just openly fantasize about sleeping with other famous men. She quite literally admitted to wanting to sleep with her co-host husband, Nav.
Would y'all ever have an together with your husband?
Rhea,
She tried.
I'm actively trying to have an because this couple is so good looking, and you haven't seen
So fucking okay. That's crazy. That's an absolute reach though. They're just decent.
Nav yet, but
hey, if it works, it works. If it's easy prey, I'll take it.
wait till you see him. His body goes crazy.
Nah, never mind. I thought I heard like something at like the door. I thought I heard some.
Crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe.
I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy for
Or
it.
it's thick. It's thick.
The original question was a joke.
It doesn't even matter if it's thin or small, as long as I'm satisfied that's all the bitch matters for.
About all four of them sleeping together. However, Ghislaine only talks about Nav and never mentions her own husband, even
like basically like these two hoes don't matter without the satisfaction of dicks, you know what I'm saying?
excluding him from the...
But not just any guy gets to have a voice or anything. Not just any guy gets to say their thoughts or this and that, 1, 2, 3. Some even like not even that though. Not just any guy even gets to even think for themselves. No.
The hypothetical and talking about a 3-person situation.
Not just anybody gets to have their own thoughts. No, they do not.
Nahal clearly attempts to steer the conversation back to the dynamic being 4 people to respect Akaash, while Ghislaine continues to fantasize about Nav. Once again, you could argue that Ghislaine is just joking. When you joke about something over and over again, especially in a short period of time, you start to wonder if there's a little bit of truth to that. Even while talking about her husband in a positive light, Ghislaine can't help...
Here's the thing, even when it comes to me though, I'm the type where it's like, I can joke about something over and over and over and over and over again and think there is some truth to it though, which is true for a lot of people, but which is what I'm going to say right now. In my case, I do basically make like a lot of jokes and I say it over and over and over and over again, even though it's an absolute lie though. I am that type though. But I can understand that if I was to do something enough times, that they'll think that it's like, wait, hold on, what's up though? Like, you've been doing this so many times though, there has to be something there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that usually be the case with a lot of people though, so I'm just gonna throw that out there.
But imply that Nav is a better husband than her own. To make matters worse, only minutes later in the podcast, they bring their husbands on, where Akaash is forced to sit next to the man his wife was just fantasizing about having sex with, and she once again brings up having a threesome with Nahal and Nav while Akaash is sitting right there.
I'm a hustler who scams a little bit. I'm not a scammer who hustles.
I'm not gonna lie, that was sexy, and that's why I'm actively trying to have an orgy.
Even at the end of the episode, Ghislaine once again, completely unprovoked, states that
yeah, so like when it comes to me, like basically if I was in that situation, that's totally fine.
She wants to sleep with Nav.
On the main character pod, we love you, we hate you,
I guess
we respect
we
you.
love you, but I actually love you in one of all of them.
You would be hard-pressed to make a compelling argument.
I understand. If I was in that situation, we'd understand.
That Ghislaine is only joking when she brought up this topic multiple times. And when we get to hear from Akaash directly about his perspective of their relationship, you almost get this sense of relief from him that he finally can express how he really feels about Ghislaine's behavior.
When she's running 2 hours late to a dinner reservation that I worked really hard to get, and then I'm like, baby, we're running late, and she's like, are you kidding me? Do you know? I don't give a if we're late to this dinner. They're lucky to have us. And I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing. #1 restaurant.
Basically to have to bless them with my presence and all that stuff 1, 2, 3, which is totally true though. I just used to look at that as like that's something totally stupid though, but there really is some truth to it though. But not just anybody gets to. And here's the thing: is like the thing is you gotta be like a certain type of individual where it's like to basically bless other people with just your presence though. You know what I'm saying? Even you just being there is a lot though. Like that is. There's truth to that though, but the question is who qualifies for that though, you know what I'm saying? But also like I would say that it's like I guess like it would basically, you would have to be a mass appealing type of a celebrity in order to do some shit like that though, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the thing, right, is that seems that's something people wouldn't mind agreeing upon if they all collectively decided as a society that this person is what we're going to consider lucky to be around. You know what I'm saying? Because of this and this and that, 1, 2, 3, collectively. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah. But then there are also those ones where basically like it doesn't matter if other people see that though. It doesn't matter if other people don't know that, people don't understand that. And it's like, just because you are not aware about it, just because you don't know about it, just because like the thing is you ain't enough to be considered something, does not take away from the fact that I am that guy and all that stuff. It does not take it away, and it doesn't matter if, and other people's acknowledgements does not change that. You know what I'm saying? There are some cases like that though. So yeah, there are some cases like that though, you know what I'm saying? But this is but it has to be like certain type of people though, not just anybody.
In the New York Times, you know how hard it is?
Yeah, she's like, call them right now. Call them right now. This is not a fun session.
I'm not even joking. This is how main character I am. I was like, Sema will be lucky that I would grace them with my presence tonight.
Ghislaine seems to think that being the main character means being as entitled and rude as possible, with no regard for anyone else's personal feelings.
And that's okay though, but the thing is like, who the fuck gets to have that main character shit though, you know what I'm saying?
Stories like these demonstrate that Ghislaine's selfish demeanor isn't just played up for laughs on a podcast, but exists within her real life as well. Akaash comes off visibly frustrated when talking about his wife's toxic behavior, turning it into a therapy session for him where he can finally let out his pent-up rage.
When I say I'm tired, she can't just let me be tired. I travel, I work, and I'm very blessed to do what I do.
He also
I
has
work
really bad insomnia.
I have really bad insomnia.
The fact that this bitch is even like, here's the thing, if I'm talking though, the thing is like, I would literally tell her, yo, shut the fuck up when I'm talking though. Like, be quiet.
I work 335 days a year. I'm so blessed to do what I do. This is not a complaint. But when I tell my wife I'm tired, I want her to say, I'm sorry, baby. I understand. That must be exhausting, buying me all these things. Instead, she goes, so am I. And if I dare open my mouth to go, what the did you do that made you tired? Now it's a problem. Now it's a fight. So I sit there.
I went to Pilates.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
I
Now they're
Yeah, no. That's not tiring though. That is not tiring. That is not fucking tiring. I'm gonna tell you right now.
definitely is a humorous delivery to the story that Akaash is telling, but it does seem to be rooted in genuine problems he has with his relationship. Ghislaine displays an extremely selfish and entitled mindset, both on the podcast and in their real life. Are we really meant to believe that all of this is just funny, just jokes? Well, ironically, that's basically how Akaash justifies putting up with this behavior.
It's adorable when she does these things. Like, I just look at it and here's the rule in art.
Here's the thing. Oh, okay, let me let him finish right here though, when it comes, and then I'll say like my full point though, so that you can see what I'm about to say later on though, after he makes his shit.
For marriage, it's been unspoken, but now we're just saying it. Now that we're both making content, if it's funny, we're good. Like, if it's funny, and if it's not funny and it hurt the other person's feelings, you apologize, you move on.
Any logic.
Me personally, it doesn't matter if somebody else finds it funny. If it's amusing to me, that's all I care about. I can go ahead and crack a bunch of jokes, even if it's unfunny though, but it's funny to me. That's all it is, so it's fine. So as I was about to say, basically, you know, back then as like the type of as guys though, we would go ahead and say that the thing is, you know what, we're into bitches that are crazy. We are into bitches that are like this, that wants to. When it comes to all the drama and all that stuff, we were into that. But then if you actually do realize it though, that's actually not fun though. Like, here's the thing, like the thing is like, yeah, it's nice to witness, it's nice to basically it's not like, here's the thing, like drama is fun to watch though. Drama is fun low-key, but to basically be involved in it though, no. It's nice to watch, but honestly, drama is so nice when it's not your bitch that you're dealing with though. Like, here's the thing though, like if this bitch is an absolute mosquito problem though, and I've actually thought that it's like, you know what, when it comes to crazy bitches, or like bitches that even go ahead and like they even be feisty and this and that wants to be like a Latino and all that shit wants to be, that's not fun, bro. That is not fun. I'm not into that. I hate hoes like that. I don't fuck with hoes like that. Like, that's like, I'm not the guy to basically have that to have them act that way towards though. They can basically do it in the group, but not towards me. They can do it to other guys, but not towards me. It's different. The demeanor and the behavior must be different with me. It must be the way that I want. When it comes to bitches though, bitches don't get to be how they want to be. They don't get to be themselves. They have to be themselves based on what I want. They have to be based on my system, my liking, my whatever the fuck I say the bitch must be towards me must be that. You know what I'm saying?
Logical person understands this is an extremely slippery slope, because literally anything can be passed off as a joke or an attempt to make a joke. Like this video she posted to TikTok where you can hear them both chuckling from time to time.
Because no bullshit, bro. When it comes to shit like this, especially when it comes to even arguing with bitches though, but like niggas be saying that like arguing basically like makes the relationship stronger and make them much closer though. But no, that's not with me. I'm not the guy that's gonna go ahead and argue this, that, once, three, and I'm also not the guy that's gonna also go ahead and like be playful about this stuff once, three, if I'm actually not fucking with this though. Like when it comes to me personally, I actually don't really care to talk to these hoes. When it comes to me talking to bitches, bro, I actually don't care to be friends with them. So like, no, it's basically like, the thing is, it has to all. Because like the bitch can go ahead and be playful this and that once, three, but if I'm not enjoying it, then it doesn't matter. I'm not enjoying it. And when it comes to times like that, it's like, I would even go ahead and look at it as like, okay, there are some bitches ways that the thing is they can go ahead and be playful, and it's like, the thing is, if you basically assert your dominance enough and deal with the bitch enough as you go, then it's like they start to bend a little bit and all this and that once, three. And yeah, I can go ahead and deal with that too, but I don't want to basically be in a situation where it's like, no. But here's my thing though, it's just that I'm tired of like having to try to do something and it doesn't go anywhere. It's like, the thing is, I literally just dealt with this bitch for what? What did I just do this shit for? You know what I'm saying? It's like, when it comes to me, if I was to basically know that these are the type of bitches to do this and that once, three, and I know that just by pushing it a little more and certain my own bullshit onto the bitch, that the bitch has to basically comply to and fall under, then yeah, I'll go ahead and take it though, because I know that it's going to get to that point. But here's the thing, I don't know, so I'm not taking those chances. So no, I'm gonna basically fuck it up anyways though, because I'm just like thinking, bruh, do I even really want to deal with this bitch though? No, I don't even want to deal with the bitch now. And at the same time, I don't even have the patience to do this though. So yeah, here's the thing, I'm not a playful type of guy though. I'm actually serious though, because honestly, when it comes to having hoes as friends though, nah. Because I'm not actually interested. Because here's the thing, when it comes to like bitches though, like I know for a fact that when it comes to bitches though, us men and bitches, we cannot be friends. You know what I'm saying? We can't be friends. They can't even be friends with each other. So how the fuck can we? That's literally no. So like, I understand that there are times where it's like I could go ahead and basically, you know what, me being too forward, me being too serious can basically fuck it up, but that's their loss though. And it's like, you know what, maybe I should have just pushed it a little bit more, and I had to warm it up a little more. I just had to build rapport and had to build it up and all that stuff once, three, instead of going full throttle and all that stuff once, three. I understand that can basically fuck it up though, but that's their loss, bro. I'm not taking those chances though, because I'm not interested in being friends with this bitch though. And honestly, if the bitch is gonna go ahead and act like this, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not playful like this. Like, I don't like. Here's the thing: I'm playful in different ways, but not that. But not like in a way where it's like I can be playful, but if I'm not enjoying it, then fuck no.
Time, but it's clear they are both frustrated and quite literally just documenting themselves having an argument.
Do you know what my husband just tried to do to me?
Yeah.
We're leaving. Shut up. We're leaving in Paris in 5 hours, so tensions are a little high.
Yeah.
We also just redid our closet,
This is all her closet now. She took the whole closet.
which we already agreed
And
upon.
now she's saying she doesn't have no space.
And now I'm saying I don't have space for all my. I don't have space for. Can you guys show?
Yeah.
I don't have space for all my Indian suits because I like my dresses spaced out. Do you know what Akaash just did?
Here you go. Watch this. Oh my God.
I'm not doing
Look how
that.
much space exists.
I'm not doing that.
Look at this, bro. And you say there's no more space, but yet there's this much space, and you're not doing this. Oh, fuck off.
So what do you want to do? You want to buy a separate house with all hanger space?
No.
In another video, she documents her being stressed out about packing for a lavish vacation in the wealthiest area of America, which is only a 3-hour drive from their apartment.
Okay, so me and my husband are supposed to leave tonight to go to the Hamptons for 2 weeks, and I haven't even packed anything yet. So I was just like, I'm really stressed. Like, I don't want to go tonight because I still have to pack. I haven't even started. I have to finish my laundry.
Really, I know this is a really hard day. What did you do again?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
I had a mani-pedi.
Oh, wow, that's so stressful.
Wait, and I had a massage.
It's how stressful to go to the Hamptons for 2 weeks. The Hamptons. Hawaii.
Akaash puts up with Jaslene's selfish behavior and entitlement because he thinks they are just cute jokes. But it clearly isn't just jokes. Jasleen even says that Akaash's birthday is her least.
Here's the thing, right? It's basically, yeah, also this part right here. It's like, yeah. When it comes to that, it's more as if like, if I'm not enjoying this, then fuck off.
But it clearly
it's like honest, yeah. Fuck this shit, honestly.
Isn't just jokes. Jasleen even says that Akaash's birthday is her least favorite day of the year because it's the only day she can't be mean to him.
Okay, May the 4th is Akaash's birthday. And
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
Yeah, and every year I dread it because I have to be nice the whole day, and I have to get him something, and I have to also be nice and do like acts of kindness.
She said that twice. You know she said that twice?
She's really not okay with it.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it's really hard.
For her, it's really hard.
Me.
She needs to just,
Listen, I'm just used to being treated like a princess all day, every day, so that one day.
Boy, bruh. Like, dog. Oh my god.
That I don't.
Oh.
Like, you see what I'm saying right here?
What torture?
Yeah.
Akaash is the Indian Will Smith. Bro, Akaash may.
Hold on. Let me think. I'm trying to like. I'm uploading a video right now, and yeah, let me just let me think. Fuck. Okay. Nah, fuck it. I'll think of something later on. I'll think of something later.
married the girl Fresh and Fit warned you not to marry. She's the embodiment of what Fresh and Fit said to avoid. Akaash's rejection of Fresh and Fit's ideology now looked more like a defensive response born out of insecurity, considering her previous comments about her cheating on her husband, the unapologetically consumerist lifestyle that he funds, and the clear unsettling tension she has with Akaash made many question what her true motives were in the relationship. Many viewed Jasleen as a
What the fuck is that hand?
Akaash made many question what her true motives were in the
Okay, I do the same thing too, but this one just kind of looks... Okay, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just me.
relationship. Many viewed Jasleen as a gold digger who had no actual emotional or romantic tie to the man that she married, and these sentiments would only grow stronger as people took notice of a very strange pattern of behavior, that being her tendency to avoid kissing Akaash, and even straight up dodging his kisses when he tries to initiate.
I don't know
She's a good
anything.
liar.
Then she's a good liar.
That's a friend that lies for you and not to you.
And this was not just a one-time occurrence. Entire compilations have been created showing just how often Jasleen avoids kissing her own husband. To make matters worse, not only did she dodge a kiss from Akaash during their marriage proposal, but she also dodged his kiss a second time when he proposed to have their vows renewed. But Jasleen says it's nothing more than her being uncomfortable with public displays of affection.
I'll also respond to the people saying I don't like my husband because I turned away from a kiss.
That's cap. I'm not believing this bitch. Matter of fact, when it comes to bitches though, you can't listen to anything they fucking say though, because it doesn't matter what they say. Knowing very well that what they say and what they mean are totally completely different things. Which is a general point, but literally it actually just doesn't matter though. It really fucking does not though. Hoes do not fucking matter even though. The fact that this bitch even thinks that it gets it even thinks to even have the audacity to even be its own person when really it doesn't fucking matter though. Since I didn't qualify though, I didn't say that this bitch is enough. Hell no. This bitch is pathetic though, because I did not decide that this thing matters though.
I've never liked PDA, physical touch. I find it really
Not even, bro. It's not even when it comes to me. You and I, we don't even validate this bitch. We didn't even acknowledge its. What's there to acknowledge anyways though? It doesn't fucking matter. Like, bro, it's a if this thing doesn't get to be considered a life though. So what because is it even a life? No, it isn't.
overstimulating, and so it's something I actually work through with my husband because that's his love language.
Now, having issues with PDA are extremely common. However, it is worth considering all of the other things Jasleen has no problem doing on camera. She's constantly talking about sex on her podcast and on her TikTok, not to mention the fact that she posted an entire video where she is clearly not wearing any pants, getting treatment for a bruise she got.
I never saw this.
During, and as if it couldn't get worse, she also flirts with the doctor.
Also, I heard you're single. Is that true?
We'll go back to treatment.
So she has no problem posting herself having very graphic conversations, half-naked videos of herself, and flirting with other men, but she draws the line at giving her own husband a kiss. Just doesn't really make sense. Not only did Jasleen look extremely shady, it now seemed like she was perfectly comfortable with lying about her relationship to make herself look better. And it turns out she wasn't just lying to her small audience, she was also lying to her own husband as well. Now, Jasleen constantly claiming that she has main character energy is particularly interesting. This is supposed to mean that you are liberated from others' judgment and confident in yourself. But for some, saying you have
Nah. I've already said my points though, so what else can I really say?
main character energy is just an acceptable way to admit that you are a narcissist, and narcissists tend to lie about everything, which is why many refused to believe Jasleen when she said that she was a virgin before meeting Akaash.
Yeah, no.
Akaash has previously stated that he and Jasleen were both virgins before they met.
My wife also hadn't had any partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Let me ask you this: do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I remember I was just like, what?
Jasleen
I don't even have to believe a bitch because it's just literally a bitch.
In a separate podcast, made the same statement.
I was at the point where I was ready because I don't know if you told her because I was.
Oh no, I didn't know you were a virgin too.
So I was a virgin too when I met him.
However, posts made by Ghislaine herself tell a completely different story. Like the one where she reminisces on the days she spent in college, passing herself around to other men.
Dog, I forgot that this bitch said that, bro. I forgot.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic.
But literally, bruh. Like, literally, bruh, I didn't believe this bitch because it's a literal bitch. Bitches don't matter. They ain't shit. Because you have to ask yourself, why the fuck do these hoes hate each other, though? And it makes sense why.
Nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate.
Now, technically, she doesn't say that she was sleeping with them, but
that literally is what it fucking means, though. What else is it?
is heavily implied. And despite many feeling like they caught her in a lie, she surprisingly doubled down in response to the criticism, claiming that she did in fact lose her virginity to Akaash. Even though Ghislaine has disabled the comments on her social media, preventing anyone from criticizing her on her own page, she still sees the backlash, and her justification for acting the way she does online just makes everything so much worse. Ghislaine has made a few public responses on her TikTok where she claims that she is being cancelled, which is funny because she has nothing to be cancelled from. She has no show to be fired from, no brand deal to lose, no job, no platform that anyone could realistically
It's more as if like being cancelled from the liking of society, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to being cancelled from like everybody liking you, society, like the thing is that being cancelled from the mass appealing of society.
Take away from her. In the last few years, cancel culture has become such a buzzword that people will use as a shield against any form of criticism. If an influencer or celebrity frames their criticism as, oh, they're just trying to cancel me, a certain group of viewers will immediately jump to their defense without doing any research. They hear the word cancel and assume it's just another example of people online trying to ruin someone's life for no reason.
And cancelled.
But Ghislaine is the one who decided to blurt out all of this stuff about her relationship for the internet, and she's being criticized for it. It's that simple. But she mostly chalks up all the negative attention to just coming from red pillars and incels trying to cancel her because she doesn't fit the traditional wife role.
When you're a simple little boy, it just breaks their brain that a girl can like just be loved for simply existing. My husband loves me for simply existing. I don't have to cook or clean to justify my worth.
Now, nobody is saying
Now, I definitely agree with that, but definitely from the wrong bitch.
That she needs to cook and clean and fit some 1950s idea of a trad wife to have value. The issue is that publicly romanticizing other men, joking about cheating, and openly fantasizing about life before your husband isn't empowerment, it's disrespect. It's not about gender roles, it's about basic partnership and companionship. And her mentality and behavior influencing others is potentially harmful to relationships or even single people all around the world. Her second response came a few days later, after people had.
And this is why when it comes to me, like the thing is, I avoid relationships because of bullshit like this, dog. This is why I don't get into relationships. It has to basically be the way I want it to be. And like, no, I'm not gonna try to make a relationship work with any fucking bitch. It has to be the way that I want. Either that or fuck off, so I can replace you with what actually matters.
Thoroughly scrubbed through her digital footprint. Ghislaine should have realized at this point that it was more than just incels coming after her, but she does make an interesting point about the criticism she was receiving.
Why are you mad if me and my husband are cool with each other, if we both make jokes at each other's expense? The difference is my husband will go on stage and say whatever the he wants about me. No one has anything to say. It's like, oh my god, it's so funny, it's so relatable. But then I come on TikTok and I make jokes and now you have a problem? Because
yes.
I don't have a mic in my hand?
Ironically, yes. If she did have a microphone in her hand, it would be way different. If she was trying to make it as a stand-up comic and her material focused around her being a gold digger,
I mean, that wasn't the reason being, but yes.
Or cheating on her husband,
even with the mic, yes.
People would likely assume that she's being self-deprecating and not to take her as seriously, because when you are on stage with a mic, people understand that it is a form of performance art that was thought about, written, practiced and perfected over time, but she isn't selling herself as a comedian. Her podcast is branded as Unfiltered Girl Talk, which implies that Ghislaine is offering her honest thoughts and feelings while present. Not to mention that the same things she tries to pass off as jokes, she also attempts to justify as valid opinions she genuinely...
You know, also when it comes to me though, I will also go ahead and say like, I have like grown to be a little bit more performative though, you know what I'm saying, but only whenever I like though, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so what's this? So basically like this right here would basically be like what it is though, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to my program, my projects, when it comes to the shit that I do, how I operate though, it be like this though, you know what I'm saying. And I have became like a bit more performative and all that shit once three. So yeah, there's more that I want to say, but I don't feel like it.
Has. Also, her TikTok is quite literally a behind-the-scenes look at her real life and real dynamics with her husband. She is picking and choosing what should be considered as jokes and what is serious to, again, deflect criticism. This is likely the exact same thing she does to Akaash in their personal relationship, which is why he doesn't even realize he is being disrespected and humiliated. Akaash certainly complains about his relationship while doing stand-up.
My wife is objectively gorgeous. Me... No. So that's what you gotta do. I gotta work my ass off, and then every time she starts looking at me and she starts assessing my beauty, I just throw a bag at that. Chest pass! I'm telling you ladies, if you have a good guy, do you know what he needs? A vacation. You hear it all the time.
No, you need to worship his dick though, basically. That because like that's what your existence is based on.
A relationship is hard work. Marriage is a job. Well,
Yes. Absolutely, I agree. This is the only thing that I actually agree with him on.
Good job gives you 2 weeks vacation. And if you have a good man, I promise you I know what his dream vacation is. Because every good guy's dream vacation is your vacation.
No. No, that's where you lost me. Now that's where you lost all of us.
Go somewhere. Go anywhere you want.
But in a more personal setting, like a podcast for example, Akaash is significantly more graceful when talking.
I also realized that honestly, I didn't even realize that back then. The thing is, I was actually being subconsciously performative all that stuff once three, subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even realize that back then though, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like I've just realized that the thing is like I would like to be performative sometimes when it comes to like you know what I'm saying, but not the way that you think, but yeah.
Talking about his wife.
She just says everything she's feeling at whatever moment. It's done. She just tells me when she's pissed off at me. It just all comes out. It took me a while to appreciate that because initially I'm like, why are you so combative? What's this about?
Bruh, that's an issue. That's a fucking issue, bruh. That is an issue. But hey, you don't matter enough, so it's fine. Just deal with it, you bitch ass nigga.
God damn, stop fighting with me all the time. And then I was like, oh no, she just lets it out and she's free. All these little social niceties that we all do where we just lie.
Bro took the simping crown from Will Smith. Feeling the pressure from all the backlash, Akaash started interrupting his stand-up performances to talk about social media drama. As one fan wrote, I went to the 7 p.m. show last night and it was extremely awkward. He was clearly not processing the situation well and he ended the set 20 minutes early. He spent the first 10 to 15 minutes of the set talking about the controversy, how his wife has been loyal to him, and everything she has been saying is just jokes and is fine with him. No one in the crowd knew how to take this information, and I truly believe that the majority of fans there had no idea any of this was going on. This only made him spending like 1/3 of his set on it even more awkward. He then proceeded to jokingly call his wife a whore every time he brought her up, which was just not helping. I think it ruined his whole set and the mood never recovered, which I think is why he ended early. Other fans recalled a similar experience, and they all seemed to share the sentiment that Akaash was clearly rattled by the ordeal and his performance was suffering as a result. One fan even claimed that he asked beforehand if the crowd had heard about the drama and was
Me personally, right, I would basically go ahead and be a comedian, but I don't want that to be my job. Like, even if it's unfunny though, because I find it funny, it's fine. And also stand-up comedian, oh hell no, not for me, bro.
Relieved to find out most of them hadn't. Someone else recorded a recent performance.
Like, I can only do like comedy stand-up for like so long. I can probably even do like probably like 5 minutes and I'm out of there though.
Akaash did, in which he tries to explain why he thinks his wife isn't what the internet says she is.
These narratives, people calling your wife a gold digger and all these other things, it's a shame. So I'm going to tell one story that I had never even told her, honestly. My wife and I met in 2014. I was not making much money. I was getting $25 a night doing stand-up. I was on MTV shows that paid dog shit money. But then in 2018, I went flat broke. 34 years old, I probably made $4,000 that entire year. And we couldn't even afford the living room we lived in New York City. Me and her are sleeping on a hardwood floor. I'm 34 years old. She's 25 years old. I'm looking at this girl like, man, you could go be with an Indian who's a doctor. I have nothing to give her. It's just a light jacket. It's like October. We have nothing. So I hand her.
I think that basically the bitch was beating the fuck out of the guy and basically forced the nigga to go ahead and say this shit though. So that the thing is like, yeah, I'm not believing this.
The jacket, and then she said, "What's this for?" I said, "You can use it as a pillow." And then she goes, "Well, what are you going to use?" And I said, "I'll figure it out." She handed me back the jacket. She goes, "You take this." And then she lay with her head on my chest and her arm around me the entire night. And I remember thinking in that moment, I don't know if I'm going to be able to marry this girl because I'm so broken. I'm in such a bad place and it's a dark time in my life. But I know I will never find a girl that loves me this much ever again.
Now this paints the narrative of a girl.
Now the thing, right, is that basically I'm willing to throw that shit away for my very own selfish peace, you know what I'm saying? So fuck that though, I'm good. I'd rather be alone.
Girl who was loyal to the core to a man who was at his lowest moment and therefore deserves the fruits of his success. But there is a few key details that he left out, because shortly after this story that Akaash explained of them sleeping on the floor, Ghislaine did actually leave him, but then came back to him when his career was revived. Akaash says that he made nearly no money during the first 4 years of their relationship and then went broke in 2018. However, they both have publicly claimed that he was making a six-figure salary in 2017.
He was getting a lot of work from MTV, like his first show was Wildin' Out, and then he did Guy Code, and he was just like on a bunch of MTV
Wildin' Out? I've never seen his ass over there. I've never seen this nigga there.
Shows, and he was able to like reach a 6-figure salary, which at the time was really huge for us. But then in 2018, like all of the opportunities started to dry up. He was kind of aging out of the MTV bracket, and he wasn't really getting any attention from the industry. So he was pretty much losing all his income. And at the same time, I was working a really toxic job with like a toxic manager and like working.
Let me hear from the manager themselves. Let me see what the fuck he has to say. Shut the fuck up. I don't believe your bitch ass. So no.
Till 2 a.m, and it just caused a lot of stress on our relationship.
I had like 7 MTV shows. I wasn't making crazy money. I was making like low 6 figures. But my girlfriend at the time, she moved into our place, and then all of a sudden, end of 2017, all the shows started suddenly getting canceled one by one. So I went from making like a low 6 figures, nothing crazy, but 6 figures in 2017 to 2018 probably.
People are always throwing 6 figures, like they be throwing that shit around like loosely and all that stuff on street. A figure is $1 million. If you're saying 6 figures, you are making 6 million. That's what it really means. Like 2 figures, 1 figure, 3 figures, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 figures. It's all like 6 figures, 6 million. 7 figures, 7 million. A figure is $1 million. That's what it really means.
Making like $4,000 for the whole year. I'm not even exaggerating.
Jasleen actually did end up dumping Akaash during this dark time, sparked by what she claims was a fight between her and Akaash's mother. Then the two eventually got back together months later, and conveniently enough, Akaash's Flagrant podcast was just starting to blow up and was making $10,000 a month in Patreon revenue. Akaash and Jasleen finally decided to sit down and address all of the backlash on the Flagrant podcast. Andrew and the guys created this trial where they pretended to investigate Jasleen and ask her all of the tough questions that the internet is demanding answers to. What's funny is that everyone
bring the fresh and fit niggas in first. I would like to hear from them, because Myron Gaines is more likely to go, like he is more likely to go ahead and conduct a better investigation than these niggas and Bytch. Because when it comes to him, he was a former HSI officer and shit though, you know what I'm saying? So he knows what he's doing.
Everyone seems to be enjoying this besides Akaash. He is easily the least animated one throughout the pod, and seems like he just wants to get this thing over with. Now, the two didn't say anything that we haven't heard before. Jasleen basically chalks everything up to being just...
Yeah, even when it comes to me, like, I'm just gonna throw this out there. When it comes to the things that I say, this, that, once, three, yeah, like, the thing is that, like, I was already saying like a bunch of shit over and over, and it's like the thing is like, bruh, it's like I'm already saying something that is saying what you guys have not even heard about already. So it's like the thing is, you all are like, bruh, I've already said this shit though. So like, do I need to say it again? Because it's gonna be the same thing as, yeah, it's like no need.
A joke or exaggerated, because most people don't contextualize her background and upbringing.
Have you ever heard of the repressed Catholic schoolgirl?
Never.
I was, yeah, you know. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was.
His Catholic school was in his living room. Imagine how repressed he was.
I was a repressed Indian girl that I didn't even watch Jersey Shore in high school because I felt it to be too inappropriate. So when I got to college, I'm like, oh my God, I can dress however I want. I can do whatever I want.
You can have a roster of frat boys.
But
what does a roster mean?
So it didn't actually translate to a roster. It just meant like 2 guys I was talking to and flirting with at the same time. That's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
And when you say hooking up, I think people
when
think you
I
meant...
mean I just meant
literally
making out. Again, like...
Okay.
Everything I say is so amplified and hyperbolic because it's so like incongruous.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm the same way too, but when it comes to me, it's like... Now, I will say that when it comes to this bitch though, it's not really something to really care about when it comes to whatever the fuck the bitch says, or even if this thing as an existence though.
To who I actually am as a person.
Right. So you're saying you're a big old prude.
Yeah, literally.
Throughout the episode, Akaash is kind of bullying and teasing her content.
Now, is it possible that... Okay. Fuck, I had something. I lost it again.
Constantly, as if this is to prove that they do it to each other and it's not just a one-sided thing, even though on podcasts before this he is typically more graceful towards her and is not just outright calling her a bitch.
Yeah, she's actually made a non-cooking ass
Bro, what the fuck was that laugh, bro? What the fuck was that laugh?
You could make that?
Schema.
Really?
This useless.
You can't say this with all due respect, please.
You gotta say with all due respect.
Well, I guess it's your
Well, I
wife.
thought the internet was right about everything.
No.
Gold digger woman.
Yeah. Okay, so you can make all these things. You can make all these things.
Yeah.
One of the more interesting moments was when the two discussed her bringing up and being so persistent about having an with her co-host's husband. And again, she said it was just a joke, but in the middle of that, she remained firm in her stance that she was a virgin, and even Andrew was surprised.
So if she had a body count, I would have been like, hey. Cut the. But because she doesn't, and I know how like innocent she actually is.
Oh, you are a virgin?
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
That's real?
I was
You
a
were a
virgin
virgin?
until I met him. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't, that body count thing, I'd have been like, what are we doing here?
Right.
Is your ass sure about that shit?
I would have been insecure about it, but I can be, not that I'm so secure, but with that joke, I'm like so secure.
Oh, I
because
absolutely would feel insecure.
And I think
Yeah.
stupidly, I was like, oh, it's all of us. It's not like talking.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Yeah.
But the 87,000 dislikes on the video says that the viewers were not exactly believing whatever they were saying. Are they trying to convince us or themselves? Akaash still believes her body count is 1. At this point, someone needs to interview one of those frat boys.
Yeah, now that's where I'm going to listen, bro.
The fake laughing is almost corporate level. That being said, it seems like Akaash genuinely believes his wife is out of his league. He said publicly that she is far more attractive than any woman he thought he could ever get. When you
Okay. I guess there's some truth to it though, as in like when it comes to far more attractive than any bitch that he himself can get, then okay. But you know what my thing, right, is that I could basically go get a big fat ass bitch with the best looks and all that stuff on street, but looks are not fucking enough to me though. So like the thing is, if there's a bunch of bullshit behind all that, behind all that, all those genetics though that's been wasted on, I'm not dealing with that. Somebody else can have that. Nope. That bitch can be a problem, but it must not be my problem, unless I benefit off of it in peace.
You feel lucky just to be with someone, you start letting things slide that would normally hurt you. You convince yourself the jokes don't mean anything, the disrespect isn't real, and the public humiliation is just content. Ghislaine behaves like someone who assumes she'll be forgiven no matter what, so she has no reason to self-reflect on her behavior because her husband doesn't push back. You can only see where this will lead. Eventually, Akaash won't be able to supply her demands. The vacations aren't enough. The house isn't big enough. The clothes aren't expensive enough. The bedroom activities aren't enough. And that stuff is hard enough to deal with privately. Now he has to run the risk of her expressing all of these frustrations publicly on her TikTok and podcast. It seems that Ghislaine is a product of a generation that confuses on-screen dysfunctionality with personality, treating toxic characters as an aesthetic role model with main...
What the fuck is this face mask and all that shit on street? I'm not gonna front, bro. Like face masks be looking so fucking ridiculous, like, bro. I've seen them shits though, like they look crazy.
Character energy.
Like the closest character to me is probably Maddie from Euphoria.
Maddie from Euphoria is a character best known...
Bro, this bitch. Oh my god, bro, this bitch. Oh fuck no. I would not want to deal with this bitch. I don't want to fucking deal with this bitch. The one bitch I would definitely deal with from Euphoria is Cassie. That's the bitch I would definitely deal with. This one, hell no. Even Rue, fuck that bitch too. And fuck this bitch too as well. Fuck no.
For her engagement in toxic relationships and selfish personality, oftentimes emotionally harming other people to get what she wants. So it's interesting that Ghislaine says she can only act as Maddie because she can only act like herself. Ghislaine does not see Maddie as a problematic teenage girl. She sees her as a diva and an icon, and resonates with her as a result. If someone has a problem with her behavior, then they're just an incel, or a red pillar, or a misogynist. But if the pushback comes from someone...
Hey man, that's the one shoe that shoe fits though, and it's like, you know what, fuck it, I'll wear that one.
that she loves, like her friend or her husband, then, oh, it's just jokes. It kind of reminds me of what's called the narcissist's prayer. That didn't happen, and if it did, it wasn't that bad. And if it was, that's not a big deal.
I've never seen this before. But I agree with this. I fucking agree with this. Let me break this down to pieces though, you know what I'm saying? It did happen. And it wasn't that bad. And even if it was that bad, it's not a big deal. There is some nuance to that though. And if it is, it's not my fault. That's also true. And if it was, I didn't mean it. That's also fucking true. And if I did, you deserved it. That is so fucking true. I agree with this right here. I fucking agree with this. I've never seen this before, and I fucking agree. So is it possible that I might be a narcissist? Yes. But in an unorthodox way though, you know what I'm saying? And no, I'm not going to help you figure it out. I'd rather you don't. But I will say that basically when it comes to you and me, my friends, right? I would prefer that the thing is like... Actually, I'm not even going to really say anything brand new anyway, so fuck it.
If it is, that's not my fault. And if it was, I didn't mean it. And if I did, you deserved it. During their initial podcast appearance, Fresh and Fit discussed the concept of men having leverage.
But here's the thing, I will go ahead and say that this is a very good thing for me to have. Like, I didn't have this though, but you know what? Fuck it. I think I'll take this though. And honestly, it's like, at the same time, right, is that basically, basically I would go ahead and say that the thing is, I would go ahead and like, again, I would go ahead and explain to you why is that though. But I'd rather not, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm honestly not going to really go ahead and say anything brand new though. I'm honestly not going to. It's going to be the same thing over and over. So like, and I guess I would go ahead and say it again. But I guess the main thing that's stopping me right now is mainly because I don't feel like it. But yeah, I definitely would agree with this though. But I will say that if I was somebody else that didn't matter, if I was somebody else that was a tragedy, a catastrophe, if I was basically underqualified, underdeveloped, then I would be absolutely wrong about everything I've said and done. I would be absolutely fucking wrong about everything. Even the things that are not my fault. Even if it wasn't that bad, it would be my fault. Even if it didn't happen, it did happen. Even if it wasn't that bad, it is that bad. Even if it's not a big deal, it is a big deal. Even if it wasn't my fault, it is my fault. And even if I didn't mean it, I did mean it. Even if I didn't. And even if I didn't deserve it, I deserved it. But I would agree with all of that if I was somebody else though. And I'm going to fucking admit, I get to go ahead and say that because I am not that though. And of course I'm gonna be fucking happy. I'm gonna be fucking happy about it. Of course I'm gonna celebrate it. Of course. Me knowing me, bruh. Me knowing what I know. Especially the fact of the matter is, I wasn't always this way. So listen to me, my friends. This is how we are operating though. We are the best towards each other, but we're like this with everyone else. It doesn't even matter if we are wrong. I'm even getting to a point where to the point that I don't even care that I'm wrong. They've turned us into demons, and that's their fault. And it is that bad. It is a big deal. It's personal. They fucking deserved it. Yes. It's deep like that. It is deep like that. They did this to us. I will go into full detail explaining absolutely every fucking thing. But no. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna basically say.
Deserved it. During their initial podcast appearance, Fresh and Fit discussed the concept of men having leverage in their relationships. And while their opinions were a lot more skewed to men having the financial and emotional power over their partner, the core idea underneath it is much simpler: respect. Any normal person understands that a relationship is supposed to be 50-50, which doesn't have to mean equal income. It means equal effort, equal care, equal consideration. But in this marriage,
No. Fuck equality. Fuck a 50-50. It's hierarchy.
Lean holds all the emotional power because Akaash fears she will just...
It has to basically be 100-0. That's what it has to be. No 50-50s, no 60-40s, not even a 9-10. It has to be 100-0.
leave him for someone else. And the truth is, she could. She could get someone more successful, more handsome, and he will deal with all of her shortcomings. At some point, Akaash will have to draw a line, and only then will he truly figure out if his wife is just joking or not. I can only hope that this type of love never finds any of you. This relationship dynamic is eerily similar to Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, who put all of their extremely nonsensical and strange ways of justifying their broken marriage on full display. But if you want to hear more about that, check.
Yeah, this was like a great fucking video, and I thought that I just had, in the beginning I just had ideas, but now it's like I got like the full thing of it. So yeah, I definitely appreciate this video, and yeah, this was a nice video. I liked it, and yeah, there was points in where I just felt like I just wanted to go ahead and say more and just get more personal, but no, hell no. So understand this, my friends. When it comes to you and I, we are friends, yes, but also at the same time, there are some imposters that might even go ahead and like watch this video and all that stuff once through, and they're not like us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why sometimes I do tend to bite my tongue more now than I did before, because of those fucking people. Though, if they never existed, I would just absolutely let loose and be on a rampage like I want to. So yes, I am not just for any fucking body, and I feel like that I should be able to go ahead and say all the right things, this, that, once, three, but I honestly don't even really know. But I guess then again, I did say at the same time, I am bad like on the hot mic, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to being like a podcaster, being like even being like a commentary channel, doing this on live and all that stuff once today, even if it isn't live though, like a YouTuber commentary, all that shit once today, as a nigga that just be on YouTube on the side, I am actually awkward and bad on the mic though and all that stuff. I'm just much better when I basically communicate through my music, and I just sit down and I actually think through what it is that I be wanting to say. So like basically off mic, I'm better that way, and when it comes to on the mic, music wise, that's where I'm at my best. So yeah, when it comes to being like speaking like a podcast and all that stuff, and if I was to go ahead and basically be up on the stage and go ahead and say my thoughts, this, that, once, three, I would basically do so terribly. So yeah, and I feel like that the thing is, there's a bunch of things that I should be saying to like end off the video and all that stuff once, three, but I honestly don't really have them on my mind right now, and it's nothing new anyways though. So yeah, I will just go ahead and just say, you and I, we are not just for any fucking body. I'ma just say that. We are not just for any fucking body. I'm not just for anybody though. And yeah, I would like to say thanks for being here, thanks for listening, and thanks for making it this far though. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one, my bruh. I'm out.